Annyeonghaseyo.
I'm Marcia.
I'm Ariel.
And we're
Soju for Two.
And this is our final review of King to Heart.
Yes, and we predicted in the beginning this would be one of our favorites, and we really, really liked it. It wasn't our favorite, I would say, out of all the shows that we've been weekly recapping in the end, but it was something we really, really liked. So you definitely should watch it, but we'll get into the characters first. We just did a glowing review of A Rooftop Prince, so that would probably be our favorite this week. But this is a good drama too. So the main characters, so we have Lee Sun-ki, plays Lee Jae-ha. Han Ji-won plays Kim Hang-ah. So what's great about this show is that we had the characters. We've seen them both before.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the leads in this were going to be great because we've seen them in stuff that we love. And I think that that's sort of what this had going for it initially. And then I thought what it also had is really original storyline for us. I mean, we haven't really seen the other dramas with this topic. And if there's any others that are like this, let us know what you recommend.
Yeah, I think what's interesting too for us is that it was both like romance and like military, like action, which is something
psychological too. I mean, there's a lot
with the villain, definitely. And that's not really usually the genre that we like lean into. I mean, I'm sure if you watch our reviews, you know that. So it was definitely something sort of different for us. But I would say the main leads were great.
It was excellent.
And I think thinking about their other shows, like Secret Garden, I still think has a little bit higher place in my heart. And then also Shining Inheritance. I still think I might like that a little bit better than this one, but both because those are just straight romances.
Yeah, and we don't have listed like the captain and the princess, but their relationship really like added a level of sadness to it as well. I mean, it was such a great story, but like it really broke our hearts too. So I think that this was one where the characters did not disappoint. You know, if you like these actors, you're not going to be disappointed.
And even the villain, I mean, he was a great villain.
And the woman villain, I mean, just everybody in this like acted top notch. So it really was worth it for that.
The chemistry, as I think we're saying. Like,
yeah, and I think like their romance, I mean, it was a little more like unpredictable, you know, in the great way that he does all of like Shining Inheritance and things like that, where that real jerk and then, you know, really sweet.
He is just great at the turnaround. I mean, he goes from you hate him in the beginning, when he like told everyone about her, like wanting to find a boyfriend or a husband or whatever. Oh my god, I hated him so much. But then I knew I was gonna love him anyway. So he's very good at that.
The chemistry though, it had that like turbulence to it. And even to the end, I mean, their relationship is fraught with like constantly people telling them they're not gonna work out.
I know, she's like a gun to his head. I mean, there's so much intensity.
So it's good.
So Love Triangle.
Not really. I mean, this doesn't need it. Like, there's so much other stuff happening, you don't need a love triangle.
I'd say, like, the Love Triangle was, like, North and South Korea. Like, it was the two of them, and then whether or not where they came from.
Countries.
Exactly. So, mistaken identity, misunderstanding.
Well, there's definitely misunderstandings. I mean, that's what leads to some real drama in the middle of the story, and especially with, you know, her leaving, going back up to North Korea, and him not really being able to express his feelings. Was kind of a really big issue for a while.
And also, like, very early on, too, I mean, there was a lot of misunderstandings why they weren't even getting together in the beginning. So, I think it was a very complicated story, but it did, like, resolve itself in a really smart way. Like, it wasn't, you know, I don't think it was forced, but it was a lot going on in this drama.
It seemed that they thought about this drama in the same way that Secret Garden was thought about, or the same way that, you know, some of these other more kind of well-thought-out dramas, it had that feeling to it.
Definitely. So, bad guy, Sharon Good. So,
okay, the bad guy.
The bad guy.
Talking about the lead here, he obviously is a jerk, and then he becomes sweet. But you know, if you're talking about the bad guy, no, he's like not redeemable.
He is sick, and he's intense. I mean,
twisted,
very twisted. So yeah, he's not the main lead there. Piggyback Ride.
I don't know. Was there a piggyback ride?
I don't remember.
I don't remember one. You know what though? But there's definitely like a bunch of sweet moments because there's obviously like sweet. You know, where she has to be a little more feminine, even though she can like totally beat him up,
kick his ass,
do whatever.
So kisses,
a
few epic kisses.
And at the end, there's some good ones in this one. So that like there's obviously like towards the middle is where the good kisses are, and then that kind of happens with dramas. It's like they'll be like around 10.
We call it the magic 10 because in
like
10 there's always a kiss. If there's going to be a kiss. So fashion. This one, actually, I don't know, I think that it was interesting fashion because she wore a lot of, like, really great outfits and, like, a lot of headpieces, and which, of course, I like. So there's a lot of great fashion.
Really kind of conservative. I mean, I guess it makes sense for someone who's trying to be, like,
a queen,
princess, you know, queen, and has that feeling towards it, but... I mean, I thought it was interesting, like, we were talking about how the clothing for the engagement ceremony, and then I wanted to see what the wedding would be, but the wedding was, like, traditional, you know, so that was nice. I mean, I just, like, wanted to see a little more fashion. Maybe that's just because we're interested in fashion, so.
And he always looked great. He had some great suits. He had a kind of wild suit in the last episode. It was, like, the pinstripe thing. That was pretty intense for a king.
The music for this wasn't like remarkable for us, so.
And he's a singer, so I'm not sure if he's on the soundtrack or not, but
I never really know.
We actually don't know. Yeah, we don't know his music at all, but maybe some great music out there.
Okay, so final
rating.
I give this an 8.5. I would say it's totally worth watching. You know, I just don't think it's necessarily completely always my favorite genre with the other like military aspects to it. But I mean, it's a great romance. Like I would definitely watch this again. I know when I need to go through my Shining Inheritance, and then I'll watch Kingdom Hearts when I need to have like a moment.
Lee Sung-ki moment.
Exactly. Like I mean, it's one of those things where I think it's totally worth watching again, so I would definitely recommend it to anyone to watch.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the same. I'll give it an 8.5. I think that, same thing, I think the romance is wonderful in this one. In the beginning, it was really, like, suspenseful, and the suspense definitely kept up, but it was a different type of suspense.
Yeah.
As opposed to being, like, romantic tension, it was more, like, action. So it's definitely a little bit of everything, and honestly, if you're watching this with, like, your boyfriend or something, I think he would really like this drama.
More than some other ones.
More than some other ones, because it's less, like, gushy. So definitely watch it, guys.
All right, thanks.
Bye.